What's up everybody, it's Seth from Fowler Customs, and today I'm comparing the original NMD R1 to the brand new Primeknit NMD XR1. The actual silhouette of the two shoes is similar but different. The tongue on the XR1 comes up a little bit higher than it does on the R1, and the overall shape of the shoe is a little bit more streamlined on the XR1. It's actually pretty similar to the City Sock and fits pretty much the same way. So for me, I like to go a half size down, but you can also go true to size if you want. The R1 fits more like a traditional shoe. You can pretty much wear it true to size. On the original NMD R1, you've got this soft mesh upper with a padded heel area, whereas on the brand new XR1, the entire upper is Primeknit, which is really soft, not as padded, but honestly a little bit more comfortable. Not only that, but the NMD R1 really only comes in solid colorways. There's a couple like camo variations, which aren't that great to be honest, but it's mainly like a solid blue, red, black, whatever. Whereas for the XR1, because it's got the Primeknit upper, they're able to knit in any sort of design they want. On this pair, it's a linear, like teal, black design. And then there's a white version with sort of like a Yeezy-esque design and a black version with a similar pattern to this. But because of the Primeknit, it doesn't limit them in their designability. Moving on now to probably the most obvious design change, the cage. The NMD R1 doesn't have a cage. It's got this plastic lace holder here on both sides. You've got the Adidas 3 stripes right there in sort of a plastic overlay, but that's about it. It's got a one-piece construction. The laces don't really do too much. They kind of just bunch up the tongue area, which, I mean, I guess it helps, but it doesn't really make too much of a difference. The NMD XR1 does actually have a full-on cage. However, because the cage is over the Primeknit, again, it doesn't make too much of a difference. It does seem to lock you down a little bit on the sides, but you really want to buy a shoe that's true to size or go half a size down. However, there does seem to be a benefit from having the cage rather than having the cageless design. You don't get as much bunching of the material when you tighten the laces. Another difference between the R1 and the XR1 is the heel counter. The heel counter of the R1 is made up of this soft touch plastic or rubbery material, which is actually really stiff, so on the heel you don't really get much movement at all, which isn't a bad thing. It's kind of nice to have something hard on the shoe because the rest of the shoe is so soft. It gives you some sort of lockdown in the heel. On the other hand, the NMD XR1 has this sort of suede or faux suede heel counter, which doesn't really do much for support, but I feel like it's more of just a visual touch. I do really like Adidas's design choice of having the pull tab kind of weave through the heel counter on the XR1. I think that looks awesome. I actually like that a lot better than just the standard Adidas logo. The insole of the shoes are exactly the same in that they don't really have one. You get these sort of diamond-shaped cutouts that you can see the boost through, and the actual material that's in there is only about 1/2 millimeter thick, so you're not really going to get any padding from the lining. All the padding you're going to get is from the Adidas Boost. That's actually a pretty good segue into my next point, the Boost cushioning. The Boost on both of these shoes is exactly the same. You get the same amount of comfort, you get the same amount of padding. Other than these little plugs on the side, which I'll talk about in a second, the actual Boost shape is exactly the same. But moving to the plugs, you'll notice that the back plug on both shoes is exactly the same, whereas the front plug is kind of different. So the plug on the original NMD kind of pops out of the side of the shoe, kind of like a Lego brick a little bit, and that was really kind of a love-hate thing for a lot of people. For me, I really liked it because it's different, but it looks like Adidas kind of got rid of that on the XR1. There's still an outline of the plug, but you kind of lose the shape on the side. It's all streamlined, which really seems like something they're doing moving forward with the NMDs. You'll see on some of the leaked images of the newer Primeknit NMDs, they actually get rid of the front plug completely, and even on the back plug, they just give you like a Boost outline of it. The only place that they actually keep the plug is on the medial side. And speaking of the medial side of the shoe, those shoes have the same Boost and plug setup. And finally, moving to the outsole, you've got pretty much exactly the same outsole with the exception of color. But with all that out of the way, I'll throw these on feet, see how they look. Leave a comment in the comment section below letting me know which pair of NMDs you like better and why. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to Fowler Customs if you want to see more content just like this. And follow Fowler Customs and all other forms of social media.